No one told me working with the divine feminine was going to be like this. No one told me that I would become this sensitive. No one told me that I would also have to work with my masculine. No one told me. All right, so that's what this is about. Let's dive into these things. Number one is the divine feminine is an embodied path. Extremely embodied. So let's take that word apart for a second. Embodied. That means that we are literally inviting divine energy to go everywhere in our beings. Everywhere. Everywhere. And there's nowhere that this energy doesn't go. There's nowhere that Shakti doesn't go, Kundalini doesn't go, Holy Spirit doesn't go, whatever words we're calling it. But we are literally asking grace, light, love, spirit, soul to go everywhere in our beings. What the hell does that mean on a tangible, practical, physical, real world, daily life level? Well, let me tell you, it means that physical things will happen. Physical things will happen. We have asked her into our organs. We've asked her into our bones. We've asked her into our blood, into every cell of our beings, right? That comes with shifts and changes and transformations on a physical level. The physical body will change. It will change. You cannot work with Shakti long enough or for any amount of time and not have it affect your physical body, your physical being. Also, being an embodied path, let's not just talk about the physical body and organs and bones and bloods. Let's talk about the mind. This one is where I see a lot of people get hung up and get tripped up. Because it's like, well, yeah, go in my heart. Like I want the goddess in my heart, and I want her expanding my heart and making me more love-filled. And yes, she does that, and it's glorious. And there is a reason that we long for that and crave that. But we go, don't go to my mind. No, don't go to my mind, because we are so identified with our thoughts. We are so identified with the way that we perceive the world. With our thoughts, that is one of our primary identities. And so when she gets in the mind and she starts to change our thought patterns, she starts to change the way that we perceive things, we kind of shit ourselves. And that's okay. That's part of the process. That's part of the waking up process. It's part of the rewiring process. It's part of the divinization process. But for us to be aware of that and to be okay, like, yeah, I am inviting her into my emotions as well. So my emotional realm, I'm inviting her in there, and she's going to divinize the emotions. She's going to move through the blocked emotions. And that may mean we cry for days. It may mean we go through like fits of rage just because we've had this like pent up anger for whatever reasons. We've had pent up anger. Maybe we weren't allowed to express it for the first 20 years of our lives. And so she goes there and she's like, hey, let's clear this out. Like, you don't need this anymore. But how that manifests in our lives is tangible, is physical. It shows up in release of emotions. It shows up in physical body shifting. It shows up in the way that we think changing. Okay, that's only point one. Maybe you're thinking, ooh, this divine feminine path is not for me. Or maybe you're thinking, this is exactly what I need. This is what I know I am longing for, is this kind of union with spirit, is this kind of embodied gnosis, this kind of divinized expression of self. All right, point number two. This one is a trippy one. This one is a trippy one and catches people off guard. When working in the feminine path, we think we're just reclaiming the feminine. I'm awakening my feminine, rise of the feminine. I'm opening up to all of the different faces of the feminine. What happens is there's a demand in our being, in our being, in our evolution, in our opening, in our awakening, there's a demand and a need for our own divine masculine to also evolve, wake up to the next degree, strengthen, become more alive, become stronger, become more connected. So this is a part that people are like, wait, I'm on a feminine path here. Right, but they're two sides of the same coin. They are two sides of the same coin. We don't get divine feminine without divine masculine. We don't get divine masculine without divine feminine. Now here, let me just explain this quickly. So you start opening up to the fullness of your feminine, right? You start opening up to all of the mysteries of the feminine, the wildness, all the expressions, her intuitive nature, her capacity to be super interconnected. And we'll talk about all these in a second. And now we need the aspect of us that can hold that. We need to develop, we will be required, we will be asked on this journey to develop the capacity to meet that level of awakened feminine allness with masculine consciousness. Can you feel that? Can you feel that? It's a truth. It's a truth. And you will hit this at some point on the journey. Maybe you've done a lot of masculine developing practices, and then you come into the feminine path, right? And then you come into so you've already got this great container, this great foundation, or you come into the feminine path and you're just waking up, and you kind of become Kali. So if you think about the Kali myth, right? Like you're waking up to the fierce feminine, the love-filled feminine, the service-filled feminine, the mother roar, right? You're waking up to the warrior and the feminine. You're waking up to the midwife, to the witch mysteries. You're waking up to all of this goodness in you. And the Kali myth, right? She has so much Shakti, so much life force that she just dances wildly. But her dance is this dance of destruction. It's this dance of destruction. And she's basically like consumed with so much juice and so much energy that she cannot stop dancing this dance of destruction until the divine masculine in the form of Shiva in the myth lies down. There's two different myths that will, I'll give them both to you because they're both dancing in my system. One is that he just lies in absolute pure love of her, like absolute, like I can hold all of this, right? And that brings her into a place of union with him. Can you feel that in your body? Brings her into a place of being met, right? Being met. So there's not just this wild dance of destruction for the sake of wild dance of destruction, right? Can you feel there's I don't even know what the word is that I want. Oh, fuck. It's just perfection. It's just perfection. So the other aspect to that myth is her wild dance of destruction. Shiva, in his divine masculine essence, matches her wild dance of destruction with his wild dance of destruction. His wild dance of destruction. And it brings her out of her trance-like state, brings her out of just being all consumed by life moving through her, right? Brings her out of it and back into harmony. That's the word I wanted. Harmony into union, back into harmony, back into union, right? And that was like in the myth, these are the only ways that pull her out. So now imagine this. You're dancing through your life and you're opening up because it is that much juice. It is that much energy that just rips through you, right? And oftentimes we don't have a counterpart in another human being that is with us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know, so I'm gonna kind of blast us on this one too. I know that we want to dance this dance of sacred union with another human being. I know many of us, not all of us, but many of us want to dance the dance. Many of us are reclaiming the feminine. We're like, where's the masculine? Where's the conscious masculine? Where is it? I need him to hold me. I need him to witness me. I need him to blah, 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 blah. Okay, even if that is part of your soul's path, is to call in, right? Is to call in a partner in human form to hold conscious masculine. They are not there 24/7. They are not there. They are most likely not going to work with you. They are most likely not going to the grocery store with you. They are most likely not going to women's circle with you. They're most likely not there all of the fucking time. Can we understand that this is a journey of wholeness? This is a journey of coming into sovereign queendom. Not just, let me reclaim all of my feminine and it's someone else's responsibility to hold her. It's not. It's not. That's a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for disaster. And I wish to God someone would have told me that 10 years ago. I wish I didn't have to go through it the tough way and get kicked in the face to learn it, right? So that's why I'm sharing it. And this isn't just my journey. This is not based on my journey, right? This is based on witnessing this feminine reclamation in thousands of men and women, and reading sacred texts about the embodiment of the feminine and then what comes. So just know that that is a part of the journey. It's also why we started stepping into sacred union in Sabrina Lynn. It's why we started stepping into the reunion experience and we just went into sacred sexuality. It's because it's this honoring of this development of the masculine within us. All right. We're only on 2. All right, we've got 10 minutes. I'm seriously keeping this video to 25. If you're liking this so far, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This way you won't miss any good stuff going forward. Also, if you're feeling like, shit, I hear these warnings, Sabrina, but there's something in me that is vibrating, or I'm already on the feminine path, but I want more. Join us for the 3-day ReWilding for Women challenge. I was going to call it a Shakti challenge. It is kind of a Shakti challenge. I mean, it really is going to be working with full divine feminine energy, like so many transmissions, so many activations, so many embodied experiences, so much waking this energy up in ourselves. So if this sings to you, you'll see a link up here and you'll see a link down in the description. If you're listening to this on the podcast,